Now give me love. Now give me love. Baby,
Honestly, I came with my girls, wanna dance by ourselves. Can't you tell? Baby, baby, I have thick skin. Yeah, I don't let things get to me. But do you want me to spell it out for you right now? I'm not feeling your vibe. Crystal clear that you're head over heels, but don't come any closer, my dear. Cause when I get mad, I cannot control what might happen. You think you can put your hands on my body. I'm no damsel in distress. Come too close, I might just lose it. I knock you down like boom, 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 boom. I knock you down like boom, 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 boom. I knock you down like boom, 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 boom. I knock you down like boom, 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 boom.
All right, that should be all under control. G'day, ladies and gentlemen, legends of the highest regard, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. More importantly, welcome back to the World Tour. I'm Brycel, otherwise known as Just Some Aussie or Just Some Aussie Gamer, whatever you want to refer to me as. I'd like to obviously say a warm welcome to all of you, whether you are here for the first time or whether you're a returning viewer. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here. So apologies for that. I think when I was flight planning California Dreaming, I did that last flight plan and was like, oh yeah, I'm going to need to cut that up into, 2 flight plans, but I'll deal with that later. And then I forgot about it, went to load it up and gone, shit. And yeah, so originally California Dreaming should have been 6 legs, and I made it 5 legs because I couldn't find a good enough airport location somewhere between San Francisco and Crescent City. Just chuck it in the too hard basket, deal with it later. And of course, I've shot myself in the foot by doing that. So that was not my best effort, let's just say. But it's okay, it's all good, we've sorted it out now. So hopefully anybody who is flying along with us today has picked up the up-to-date flight plan in the Discord. That does mean that some of the upcoming streams are going to look all weird now. I do need to obviously just edit those to make sure that they all correspond and work together. But, right, so today, Leg 147, California Dreaming Part 5 of 6, the way it should have been. We're heading here from San Francisco over to CHICO Municipal. We're going to be going over Sonoma County and Lake Tahoe as well. That's part of the other reason as well as why the original flight plan was so long, because we were basically going out to the coast, into the middle, back out to the coast. Yeah. Alright, so first things first, I don't know why I keep, punching like that. I guess it's probably the excessive amount of caffeine that I may or may not have consumed this morning. I guess it's probably time to jump over into the chat, say a few good days, etc. I'd also like to say, yes, this stream was originally scheduled for an hour prior. And then when I woke up this morning, I was like, Brett's streaming, Shane's streaming, shit. I better move my time around a little bit so that we don't have 3 or 4 streams going all at the same time, because all that does is mean that the viewers are trying to watch a ridiculous amount of streams at once, and it's not enjoyable for them to try and balance that many people. Right, so first things first, or first people first, should I say. Some of the messages have already disappeared, but I know for a fact that young Cody was here. He did say hi, Cody, if you are still here, mate. G'day, hope you're doing well. Hope LA is treating you well. Welcome to the stream, mate, if you are still here. Gowan says, enjoy your flight. I'm off to bed and won't be able to make this one. Jesus Christ, Gowan, it's like 9 p.m, you old man. Nah, all good, mate. All good. Understand you have a good one there, Gowan. I think you've got an early stream tomorrow morning anyway, so have a good one. HazXR says, yay, I think I'm second. Unfortunately, HazXR, you're third again. Just for some reason, the messages seem to disappear. I don't understand, to be honest with you. But there you go, nonetheless. But g'day, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're going really, really well. Mr. Christopher Pilgrim is here. He says, hello everyone. G'day, Chris, mate. welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing really, really awesome. Who did I miss? Did I miss anyone? I don't think I missed anyone. Yeah, no, all good, Hazexar. Understand you're at school, mate. You know, hopefully I can entertain you for the next, how long's the flight? About 2 and a bit hours. About a let's say 2.5 hour stream coming up. So hopefully I can keep you nicely entertained for the next however long that you can be with us here, Mr. Haz. But without further ado, I guess it is probably time to start this thing up and then figure out where we are in relation to the runways and stuff here at San Francisco. So we're going to be, the minimum safe altitude for today's flight is 10,000 feet. However, we're going to be definitely stepping up to that because it doesn't get to that sort of level until we get out to Lake Tahoe. And I would obviously like to get a nice view of the Sonoma County and Sacramento, etc. as we make our way over there. Mitty says, I just made it in time for the BTHE startup. Whatever the BTHE startup is. I'm assuming it's a typo. Oh, yeah. Can't miss a good old stream. Appreciate the support, Haz. I really, really do. Just made it in time for the startup. Yes. You know, to be fair, Mitty, I actually prefer BTHE instead of that. I feel like, you know, just adds that extra character. Literally, it adds that extra character. Right. Let's make this thing move, shall we? So we'll throw on the fuel pump, the battery, the avionics, the alternator. We're going to propel some mixture, select a fuel tank, like so. And I think that's it except for making sure we have a parking brake on before we start. Oh, I didn't call clear prop, but clear prop, even though the prop's already spinning and anyone who was standing around has now been munched. Clear prop. Sounds like... Maybe you are, Mitty, maybe you are, how do you know? I did get it from the marketplace, yes. I don't know if it's still there. Because it's not the most updated, which is not a bad thing, it doesn't need it, it's pretty good, but yeah, it's not the most updated thing, so I don't know if they've kept it in the marketplace or not. I can definitely look for you though, HazXR, before the next stream, if you'd like. Alright, so I want some lights so that I can actually see. I would like some GPS, and I would like a notch of flaps, please. There we go. That's given us everything that we could possibly want. Now, where are we? Well, we're definitely... I think we're on the blast pad, which... It's interesting, because this is listed as GA parking. I don't think it's a good idea to park your GA aircraft in the blast pad, especially if they're doing engine run-up tests and all that out here. Anyway, interesting. Right, so let's see. Right, in terms of the weather at San Francisco, it is windy. Very windy. Almost 20 knots of wind here on the ground at San Fran. So it's going to be a handful today. But basically, looking at what... right, where are we? So we're all the way over there. We need to come down to the right and just go all the way. So we're basically going to taxi to the other side of San Francisco Airport because the actives are 28 right and 28 left. Now, we obviously don't need the whole runway for the Trinidad, but... yeah, we definitely don't want to be playing games with a 20-knot wind in a G8 aircraft. No. You're not wasting my time at all, HazXR. You're all good, mate. All good. Yeah, I'm more than happy to have a quick check. It literally should take me 5 minutes after the stream is done. In fact, HazXR, if you've got the opportunity between now or sometime in the next 2 hours, if you can just chuck me a message in Discord that just basically says reminder to check if Trinidad is still in the marketplace, I can even respond to you straight away on Discord then, and you don't even need to wait for the next stream to find out the answer. It's part of the services I offer, you know. Sorry about that, just smashing my microphone for good measure. Alright, so I guess it's time to enjoy the extremely long taxi that is before us here at San Francisco. I should have called it Uber, not a taxi, but anyway. Mr. Brett Plays says, oh, this got snuck in. Hello there. Well, it was scheduled, but it was scheduled whilst you and Shane and another streamer that I watch were all streaming this morning, and I was like, yeah, maybe just push it back slightly, so that we don't try and have 4 people streaming all at once. So that's probably why it feels like it got snuck in, because I had to change the time on it, Brett, which of course messes YouTube up and makes it go, oh, are they streaming or are they not? But Brett, mate, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I really should get used to checking when other people are streaming. Hello, Star. How are you going, darling? Come up to say good day already, have you? You can smell the banana, can you? I'll give you some banana when I do crack it. Yeah, Brett, Bella. It's more of a case, mate, of because my days off change every week, I just go ahead and schedule the streams based on my roster, and then I get to, closer to the time that I meant to stream, and I'm like, shit, I forgot about that. Shit, forgot about that. That person streams then. Shit, and it's basically a juggling act in the end, but it's not a problem. It's easily solvable. I'll just move that stream to there, postpone that by an hour, move that here, etc. It's easy done kind of thing. HazXR, I will check the YouTube email as soon as the stream is done. If you want to include a reminder about the Trinidad and the video in your Discord message, I'll make sure to 2 birds with 1 stone. But HazXR, mate, appreciate you jumping into the stream. Appreciate the continued support, mate. It certainly doesn't go unnoticed. Enjoy your next period. Sorry that I'm due to my own scheduling that you're not going to be able to make the second canyon racing stream this evening, just due to timing. But I will obviously endeavour in the future, once we do start doing the proper canyon flights, to have them at a more reasonable and accessible time. Have a good one, mate. All right, let's start the long taxi. Yeah, you're right, Brett. There is no problem to stream at the same time, although when there's 3 or 4 people from the same community streaming at the same time, there's always that element of, okay, if you've got a little bit of flexibility, which I do, it's good to be flexible, I guess, So I'm going to have to keep consulting a little nav map here because of just the weird location that the sim has put us in at San Fran Airport. It's, well, at least from what I was seeing anyway, it's not so straightforward to get out to the runway from here, mainly because it is, as I mentioned before, the blast pad, and you don't tend to start a flight from the blast pad, usually. You see, straight away, I have no idea where I'm meant to go here. There's so many different options. You know what? I'm just going to follow I feel like following the road here is probably the best option. We'll just the interior of the Trinidad is quite car-like, so let's be a car, an airport vehicle. Somebody's just absolutely destroyed their discus glider out in the distance. I wonder if we can go and pick them up and be their tow plane and pull them out of the forest. All right, so I think I'm going the correct way, other than the fact that I'm not following taxiways. We'll just make sure here on the little nav map that we are heading in the correct direction. We are heading in the correct direction. Let's keep going. Yeah, cool. All right, so we haven't made a meal of it, is basically what I'm saying. Which is a shame, because I could actually go for a meal right now. I don't think so, Mitty. If I'd got a wing strike, it would have, you know how a couple of streams ago when I did get a wing strike and it spun the plane around? I think I missed it by a bee's dick, thankfully. I'm gonna give the left-hand side a bit of width on this corner as well for the same reasoning, because as you can see, incredibly close to getting a wing strike there. This is the problem in not following taxiways, of course. Now we're going to do something that's, you know, probably not legitimate. But we appear to have found the correct taxiway now. Yeah, very, very close to the wall there, Mitty. Very close. I reckon we were talking a couple of centimeters between that left wing and that wall. I'll pretend anyway to put it down to a high skill level, even though it's more like the opposite of that, but we're just gonna put it down to a high skill level in the fact that I managed to miss it by such a small margin. So I think this should be, I know it doesn't seem like it, but I think this should be enough runway, hopefully, to allow us to take off. I'm just going to zoom in. Yeah, I reckon we should be good here. Even though we don't have a huge amount of runway, I'm just going to run the gauntlet anyway. This Trinidad's pretty good at the short field stuff. When I make this right turn in a minute, I'm either going to be like, oh yeah, we good, or oh god, ooh. This could be fun. Oh well, let's give it a go, shall we? We are basically at the end of the runway, but that's fine. You know what? I'm gonna give it full flaps for this one, just in case, because I feel like this is well, not many aircraft would start their takeoff roll from here, would they? But we're a little bit different here. All right, let's spool this engine up. There we go. She is spooled. Pull the brakes off. Let's rock it out of here. All right, we got 40 knots. Airspeed is alive. Continuing. Hurry up, you amazing thing. There we go. Beautiful. Let's pull some flaps in so we can keep gaining some speed. I see Icarus in the distance. I'm assuming he's not involved in this flight, but I see him in the distance nonetheless. Hello, Icarus. We're also going to need to change our radio signal, because otherwise we're just going to keep getting the weather information for San Francisco. which is not really what we are looking for. So, minimum safe altitude for the first part of this flight is, if my mouse will, whoa, 4,000 feet. So, that's exactly what we are going to go for. Nav, altitude, I want that. Give me some increase in altitude, please. Autopilot. There we go. F5 will bring all the flaps out. In fact, let's go at 1,000 feet per minute. Seeing as we've got the power behind us in this thing, let's make use of it, shall we? All right, let's get off the ATIS information. How did I do this last time? I can't remember. Ah, that's how I did it last time. Yeah. And then that should have solved the problem. Maybe, possibly, maybe not. It has. Beautiful. It has solved the issue. Fantastic news. So our first point of reference on today's flight is the point Reyes Lighthouse. It's one of those. Reyes, maybe. One of those three is probably correct. Let's pull the propeller RPM back to 2,000 before we overdo it with the motor. Pull the mixture back. Pull some of the throttle out as well. Get it into a nice cruise. Go. Good. Very nice afternoon here in San Francisco. Why does Icarus appear to be floating in his FA-18? I don't know if I should be concerned about this. There doesn't appear to be any airports out there. Unless he's over at the Farallon Islands, which is possible that he might be. Geez, San Francisco is in such a nice part of the world, isn't it? The mountainous part of the Californian coast, just on the border of Sonoma County and not far from Lake Tahoe and all that. Really nice part of the world. Hey, William Kelly is here. G'day, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing bloody well. You've caught us at a good time. We're just on departure here from San Francisco after the realization that the original flight plan that I created for this stream was almost 600 nautical miles. Managed to fix that up nice and quickly. William, I don't know if you're looking to join us in the flight or not, but plenty of airports along the way for you to jump in if you'd like to. Was just you probably heard I was just saying how nice the part of the world that San Francisco is. You know, nice coastal areas, a little bit north of Southern California, etc., etc. Icarus says, hello Bryce, I see you over San Francisco. I checked YouTube and here you are. Your ears must have been burning, Icarus, because I was just chatting about how you were floating out in the middle of the ocean in your FA-18. Oh, you're on the carrier off the coast. That makes so much more sense. I was like, why does it look like Icarus is taking a swim? My other thought process was maybe you found some grass or something over in the Farallon Islands or something that you'd stopped out on. But g'day Icarus, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing really, really well. William says, my father grew up in San Francisco. Wish we still owned that house. It'd probably be bloody worth a mint today, wouldn't it, William? In today's ridiculous day and age of property. Getting ready to head to LAX. Happy flight. Oh, so you're heading in the opposite direction to what we are. Not a problem at all, Icarus. Hopefully you have a great flight as well there, mate. So, yeah, wow, this Point Reyes Lighthouse really is out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean compared to the rest of the land, which I guess makes sense. You know, lighthouses are there for safety purposes, so, you know, that's not, I guess that's not weird that it's sort of in a location that boats may not be able to see. A bit of land that's just, you know, chilling out in the middle of the water on its own. Oh, yeah, that is not a pleasant situation, Icarus. Not a pleasant situation at all. Not that I've personally experienced it, but I know people who have, like most people, and yeah, they certainly don't recommend them. So I feel for you, mate. And yeah, honestly, what's a better way than to take your mind off things like that than to jump in the FA-18 and blast off the aircraft carrier down to LA? I mean, you know, there's certainly worse things you could be doing, that's for sure. So, Drake's Bay is where this lighthouse is. Not that that necessarily means anything to me, other than the fact that, you know, Drake, successful Canadian music artist, etc., etc. Now, guys, if you could let me know how the sounds are as well, specifically the microphone, because I have had to reposition the microphone ever so slightly due to the fact that my steering wheel is now hooked up to the PC again. Off for a low-level Buzz the Whales flight. Not a problem at all, Icarus. Let me know if you see any whales on your journey. Have a good one, Icarus. I'm just getting attacked by dogs. Fair enough. Attacked with love, that is. I want to make that clear. It's attack with love. Guys, you've got a whole room. Can you not do this at my feet, please? Come on. There we go. Thank you. I've got an obsession with my feet. I think my dogs have been hanging out with Aaron for a bit. Well, I should say my dog and my housemate's dog, but, you know, yeah. Get his toes? Yeah, thanks, Mitty. Thank you. I appreciate the support, as always, Mitty, as always. We are going very, very fast. Almost, I say almost too fast. We are going too fast for this altitude for the Trinidad. We need to slow it down. We are right on the edge of overspeed. God, what is my phone doing? About to blow up in my pocket. Oh no. It's just doing its usual thing where it likes to send me 400 million Discord notifications at once. Alright, so our next climb point is... where? Where's our next? Right, so we can chill out at 4,000 feet, I think. Yeah, so we can chill out at 4,000 feet until we get past Sacramento, which means we're going to get a nice view of the Sonoma County and all that, hopefully. She's slowly getting better, Mitty, but geez, it's taken a while. Like, I can now, you know, just be like, hey, stop, with a nice tone of voice. 12 months ago, I would have had to have basically picked her up and removed her from the room to get her to just calm down. And the biggest problem is, because it's really windy right now and our front door rattles in the wind, every time the front door rattles, so of course she's already on edge from the last 12 hours because she thinks that the wind is trying to break into the house. Hey, don't get me wrong, great guard dog. She's amazing guard dog, but sometimes it's just like, dude, chill. It's just the weather. Guys, careful around the cables, please. Thank you. Last thing I need is one of my screens to get pulled off the bench because they've got their tail or something caught in one of my cables. Yeah, of course, you know how windy it is, Mitty. You know how windy it is, yeah. I did get Star as a puppy, but she spent the first 6 or 7 months of her life as a farm dog with my ex-partner. Star, you've wrapped a cable around your neck, you crazy. We don't need that sort of craziness. Yeah, spent the first 6-7 months as a farm dog, so she sort of had unlimited freedom, no rules, you know, etc. She's toilet trained and all that, but yeah, she obviously moving into the suburbs was a bit of a culture shock, or so many different noises, more people. So it has taken a lot, it caused her to get anxiety. So it's taken a long time to start to sort of be like, hey, it's all good. But that's all right. It's not a problem. She's usually a pretty good doggo, other than her reactivity to noises. So I'll take it, you know. If that's the worst thing that she can do is she's reactive to noise, there's worse things. So we're coming up here on Point Reyes, which has got Chimney Rock Trailhead. Chimney Rock is this rock here, just on the right-hand side. But it's just, it looks like this part of the world is like hiking trails, which, I mean, geez, it's pretty, if you ask me, it's a pretty spectacular part of the world for walking and hiking trails. But one thing I will say is, I feel like California and Victoria having similar weather today. I mean, look at the wind on the aircraft. It is just woohoo! It's almost like we're surfing waves in Hawaii, except they're air waves. For God's sake, you two, stop trying to nibble my toes. It's not what they're there for. Are we even going to be able to see this lighthouse? Seems like it's hidden by the rock faces. Oh yeah, you can see the walking trails now. Right there, bang, 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 bang. Up, around to the very top, up to the. There doesn't even appear to be a lighthouse there. Is there a lighthouse there? Oh yeah, there is. It's not a very big lighthouse, is it? I guess as long as it does its job and has a light on it, though, that's really all it's required, isn't it? Very wiggly tail. I think my aircraft thinks it's a puppy dog. I mean, we do have 30 knots of wind right now, so that's gonna put. That's gonna be noticeable on a passenger aircraft, let alone a bloody Trinidad GA plane. Right, so now that we've passed that lighthouse, we're going to be heading up here into Sonoma County. More specifically, we are going to be flying over Santa Rosa. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and before I say anything, I'm just going to reconfirm with myself. Yeah. So, I thought so. Sonoma County is California's wine region. So, it's got the Napa Valley, it's got the Mendocino, it's got the Lake County, or the lake area of Sonoma. So, yeah, we're, if anybody would like to have a few bottles of wine, we can make a stop in Santa Rosa, pick up a few bits and pieces.
Negativity to get high, but now the comments we reading can ruin our lives. Why? It used to be easy back on Easy Street. Hollywood ain't that good, it's going down like it's on a needed beat. Even though now it's lobster, all on top of my pasta, I can still feel locked up, like the head of a roster. They'll take your soul from right.
But you can see why this part of the world is a high wine growing region. It's a little bit more north, which means it has probably a little bit more of a temperamental Mediterranean climate. Yeah, probably really good for growing grapes. See you guys to the all the people that YouTube said just left the stream, even though I reckon it's bullshitting me. But see ya. Obviously, they don't like wine. Just trying to achieve the best viewpoint because we've got so much to bloody take in. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just YouTube Studio taking the piss out of me, MIDI. It just does that sometimes. It just cuts the audience in half, and then they all reappear over the next 90 seconds or so. So I'm assuming that's what probably happened, but it's just funny because I've just finished talking about wine. Yeah, I know. Disapproval of alcohol. Who would have thought? Like, mind you, MIDI, from what you've been telling us, I feel like you've probably got a disapproval of alcohol over the next week or so. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like you and it have had a rocky relationship over the last 3 or 4 days. It's on the rocks. Need to take some time apart from each other. I guess you could almost say it's a. Oh, actually, no, you probably couldn't. Never mind. Don't worry about that. You probably couldn't say that at all. Actually, it wouldn't make any sense. So, where's that dump button where you have to dump the segment? You know, for the 7-second delay. I could be the next Kyle and Jackie O. Just walk out of my show halfway through, get somebody else to take over. Yep. Fair enough, MIDI, although that last sentence created more questions than I've ever had before. But anyway, I won't delve into that on stream. You did tell me it was a long story, so yeah. Hey, Mr. Xenon says morning. G'day, Xenon. Is it still morning there? It must only be morning just. It's almost 1 p.m. lunchtime here. But Xenon, mate, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. As usual, it's a pleasure to have you on board for a while. Oh, he's going to explain it now. Jesus Christ. I don't know whether to be concerned or not right now, Mitty. I'll be honest with you. But there's an element of trust. But yeah, hopefully you're doing well there, Xenon, this morning. It's 9 foot. Really? Really? 9? It's not even 10 a.m.? I could have sworn the time difference between Taiwan and the east coast of Australia was not 3 hours. Well, there you go. The more you know. It's, What do you want, Belle? Do you guys want to go out? Do you? Is that what you want to do? Okay. So you guys are on the same time zone as WA? Huh. Are you really that far west? Or is it just the crazy way that time zones work in this world? I didn't realise that. I thought Taiwan was in the same location basically as the Philippines, which means it's only like an hour or 2 hours behind. Maybe daylight savings has messed that around. Who knows? Anyway, it's always I always enjoy education in these streams. But Philippines was only 2 hours when I was... okay. Yeah, because we've gone forward an hour. Okay, there we go. Bing, light bulb. Cool. Mitty says, so on Friday I met with let me try that again. I met up with a friend from online. We met at Flinders Street Station. Under the clocks. So original. And the churro shop there is down... Went to have Korean fried chicken at Sam's. Okay, nice. I've heard good things, Mitty. I've heard good things. It surprised you too? Yeah, very surprising, Xenon. Bloody 3 hours. When you look at a world map, it doesn't look correct, does it? But I guess it makes sense. Yeah, there you go. The things you learn, the things you know. I feel like that's a song or something, but I can't quite put my finger on what song it is. But you've already made me jealous there, Mitty, with Korean fried chicken at Sam's. Alright, so as you can see, now I'm starting to understand why they grow wine in this region. It's relatively flat, little bit of mountainous terrain, which is good for growing grapes. It's right on the ocean or right on the coast. Yeah, I could definitely see myself living in a part of the world like this. I mean, not necessarily this one, but yeah, maybe even retiring. Although I don't know why the hell I'm considering what I'm going to do in retirement, seeing as that's probably at least 30 years away. Right, so Mitty ordered chicken and soju, and then he finished it, and then he ordered an entire jug of beer. I finished that, and a soju, and then another soju. So that makes a lot of sense as to why you were hungover, Mitty. That's a lot of beverage, but I mean it's a lot of fried chicken as well. So you got to balance it, right? You know, you can't have too much of the oily fried chicken without cutting through that oiliness with your beer and soju. Am I right? I feel like I'm right. So once we do pass over Santa Rosa, Sonoma County, it's just because I want to get a little bit of a look at Santa Rosa and Sonoma County, even though I'm getting a decent look at it right now. I will just need to quickly run to the pilot's room. Yeah, spicy Korean chicken, so good. That's exactly right, Zenon. That's why Mitty's making me so jealous with the fact that he went to Sam's, because I could go some Korean fried chicken. Not gonna lie. Right. That's, I'm sure they were stoked to see you in that position, Mitty. But, hey, I mean, you know, there's one thing that you can definitely, what's the word I'm looking for here? One thing you can definitely be sure on is that you've clearly had a good time. You've clearly enjoyed your soju and your beer and your fried chicken. And I mean, in the end, Mitty, isn't that what life is all about? Just trying to have a good time wherever we possibly can in this crazy world. I feel like it is. And I feel like you're probably doing things correctly in the scheme of things. Exactly. You had an amazing time. As long as, as long as it's not a case of, I drink 5 jugs of beer and 4 kilos of fried chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I feel like you're doing all right. Yeah, all right. So it's this part of the world really is quite nice. I mean, and you're not that far from San Francisco, I don't think. I know for a fact you're not very far from Sacramento up here. All right, I will return in a minute or two. Back in a sec.
crazy ex-girl, you pretend you don't know, 'cause you know I could ruin your life. Rumor has it you have someone new. She'll regret you like a bad tattoo. 'Cause you'll never change, you'll always stay the same. Go on and tell all your friends all about me. And don't give her, nothing sticks to me, baby. Yes, hon, I'm Teflon, I don't give an F, so go ahead and tell them I'm a little bit too much for you. Maybe you're not man enough. 'Cause I speak my mind, yeah, I spit it out. I don't care about if you think that I'm a little bit too much for you. Maybe you're not man enough. 'Cause I speak my mind, yeah, I spit it out. I don't care about if you think that I'm a little bit too much. I'm not gonna play cool when you take me for a damn fool. I'm just so sick of it. Can't believe that I've been with someone like you. Don't forget I know your secrets too. In a minute I can spill the truth. 'Cause you'll never change, you'll always stay the same.
Alright, we are back.
Don't give her, nothing sticks to me, baby. Yes, hon, I'm Teflon.
Perfect timing as well. Not too far off of Sacramento. Alright, I'm back, Mitty, if you want to continue your story. Just going to use some sanitization. I just basically let the doggos lick my hands to death. Not actually lick my hands to death, but I gave them a bit of a mush scratch. So of course, yeah, Gami, somebody said doggos. I think I vaguely heard it being said somewhere. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna eat a banana on stream. So try to avoid making too many memes out of this, guys. All right, if you could, that would be great. This is the second course of my breakfast at 4 minutes past 1. Eat it the correct way, please, Mitty. What's the correct way? I was unaware that there was a correct way to eat a banana. I just thought, in the gob, chew, chew, chew. Yeah, that's about it. Gami says, "How you doing? You just ate some banana bread." I didn't. So what's the difference between 8 and 8-8, Gami? Is that where you sort of like, hang on? I don't know. But I'm doing well, Gami. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too. And don't worry, I'm just taking the piss out of you. I know exactly what you mean. Hopefully it was some good banana bread. I mean, I feel like that's I feel like bad banana bread is not actually a possible thing, but just in case. That's the correct way in the gob. Yeah, thought so. Cool. No worries, Mitty. Glad to be eating it correctly for you. That sounds bad. Glad to be eating it correctly for you, as if you know what? Just I'm not eating the. Feel like no matter what I say at this point, I'm going to dig the hole slightly deeper. So I'm just going to shut up. Zenon says banana, cornflakes, and muesli for me. That actually sounds quite good. Zenon, I'm not going to lie, that sounds quite good. Alright, so after Sacramento, need to go up to 7,000 feet. Okay. MIDI, I'm just going to read your next... contact my parents whilst I was... Well, MIDI, I must say, this friend that you met online sounds like a very noble person. Like, I know there's plenty of people in this world who, in a situation like that, would just be like, yeah, look, that's not my problem. See you later. And then that's definitely not the right way to go about things, but unfortunately people like that exist. So I'm really, really glad that stuck by you, made sure that you're all good before they left. That's really cool. Surprising is giving me all sorts of things to make me feel better, giving me... Apparently you went shopping too. Oh, there you go. There you go, MIDI. Well, it sounds like you, not only did you have a good time having a beverage and hanging out with a good person and eating some fried chicken and doing some great activities, it sounds like you were surrounded by really good people as well. I mean, like, now I understand why you had such a good time, because you were just, like, everywhere you turned was good. I'm glad you've recovered though from that session. You're one thing I will say, MIDI, is you're tempting me to go to the city to get some Korean fried chicken. Not necessarily today, just in the near future. I feel like I need to make a journey to Sam Sam's. Probably better than the banana that I'm eating. I mean, well, nothing wrong with banana. It's a really good banana, but drinks are on you. That's absolutely fine, MIDI. Just I'm the kind of person who likes 2 or 3 beverages, nothing more. As I did say to you in Discord, I don't do hangovers at all. I do not enjoy them in any way, shape or form, and I would rather do everything in my power to have a good time without ending up with a hangover. So what's this, Lake Berryessa. Oh, this lake's got a water runway on it. Not that that's any use for us in Trinidad, but there you go. I wonder if it's not so much a thing here in Australia with aircraft. It's more a thing with four-wheel drives and the occasional helicopter. But do people, like in the US, I don't know if anyone's actually able to answer this question, but do people like fly their bush planes into locations like this, landing on the lakes and then set up camp or stuff like that? Is that a thing that happens? Maybe it's a thing that happens here in Australia and I'm just not aware of it. But I feel like it's a kind of thing I'd do if I had the finances to run my own aircraft. You think it happens across the world? I know people do it. I'm not aware of its commonality, though. Okay. I mean, I feel like it'd be cool to just be able to... It probably happens a lot in places like Alaska and all that, just because there's so much, untouched wilderness and all that. But yeah, as you said, Mitty, I'm not aware of its commonality either, but I feel like that'd be something cool to be able to do, just pack up your little stole plane, go bush, take your fishing rod, take a couple of beers, sit around, enjoy being off the grid. Yeah, I could probably dig that. And I don't mean with a shovel, like... This part of the world is called Mysterious Valley. Now, I don't know what's so mysterious about it. I mean, it's quite clearly a valley, if you ask me. But, they call it mysterious, so... Yeah, nice. Alright, you can see you can definitely see we're getting close now to Sacramento, because we're about to come across all the farming that happens in this part of the world. Not that that's, different to many other more remote cities in the world, but yeah. More geez, there is a lot of farming on the outskirts of Sacramento, though. Let me I'm gonna have a quick seeing as I'm in the process of googling things and getting a little bit more information on them as we go over them, which is something I probably should be doing more often in these World Adventure streams, seeing as that's the whole idea behind the World Adventure, is to discover things that you wouldn't... Well, you'd be able to do in real life, but geez, imagine how expensive doing something like this in real life would be, exploring every single corner of the globe. You'd have to have millions and unlimited spare time as well. What was I was Googling Sacramento. So, what is the main thing that Sacramento does? Oh, it's the most Sacramento is the most hipster city in California? I thought LA would have taken that title. There you go. Interesting. Okay. I certainly wasn't aware of that. There you go. Sacramento, most hipster city in California. And it is America's most diverse city, according to Time magazine as well. Huh. There you go. Right, how do I find out what they... Like, what do they do? What's the thing that happens in Sacramento? How do they You know, how does their economy progress? So it's a shipping and rail centre, which I'm assuming is related to the wine that is produced nearby. Lots of fruit is grown in Sacramento as well. Okay. Just really not much information other than the fact that they produce wine and fruit, which I guess does go hand in hand because grapes are a type of fruit. So it doesn't necessarily not make sense, especially seeing as it's got a Mediterranean climate as well. Anyway, there's not really much information about what else they do other than, wine and fruit. Well, not necessarily the economy of Sacramento, Mitty. It's more, what do they do? Like, what are they famous for? Is probably a better way of putting it. Because obviously every part of the world has a specific thing that they are known for, even if it's just locally. And usually that thing that they're known for is what keeps their economy ticking over. So, yeah, that's probably a better way of putting it. Yeah, exactly, though, but I see how that could have come across. But, yeah, the world tour definitely does mean learning about places, and there was a point in time there, Mitty, where I was very, very good at, going through the details of each place that we flew over, we visited, etc. And I got a little bit slack in that area recently, so I'm trying to make sure that I get better at that. Alright, so I should probably now be setting our autopilot to go to 7,000 feet. Go. We've got Chris down there on the right hand side getting a good look at the various farmland that is surrounding the region in his Pilatus PC21. How is the PC21, Chris? Is that that's not Coronado, is it? Coronado did the PC12, didn't they? Or did they do the PC21 and then it was the other, and somebody else did the PC12? It's very confusing when you've got the PC21 and the PC12 because the two numbers are just whoop, whoop. Also, I don't seem to be able to hear the aircraft. Can you guys hear the sim? There we go. I feel like that's a little bit better. Oh, Star, having a bark at the door because it's blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Sorry, that was just completely off. So this isn't even, like, where we are right now is not even technically Sacramento. Sacramento is... Oh, look, Yolo County. That's the place where you go to live only once. But Sacramento's actually over there. This is Woodlands, which is interesting because there's actually no woodland anywhere nearby. So, yeah. The music is louder than the sim, but you can hear it. Okay. That's not necessarily an issue, because I do, there is a, oh, what's the word? How do I construct this sentence? There's definitely a focus on the enjoyment of the music in these streams. So I'm not so fussed about that, but I obviously want you guys to be able to hear the sim as well. Yep, so Gummy says all good, Mitty says all good. Yep, no, it's not an issue. Hardly hear the sim, music is top dog. Alright, I might even just crank the sim up ever so slightly more, hey? I've just got to, I got to keep on top of that, because it depends on what aircraft we fly as well. Depends on what level I have the sim at. Yeah, so thank you, Garmy. Appreciate that. I spend probably as much time curating the songs that go onto the playlist as I do making my flight plans, which probably, it either says a lot about the choices of music, or it says a lot about my flight planning. And based on the fact that this flight plan was nearly 600 nautical miles when I first loaded up the stream, I'm probably going to say I probably should be spending more time on the flight plans and less on the music. Oh, you're driving in truck sim. Yes, Brett? I mean, here I am asking you questions where you have to pull over and respond to them, even though you're just telling me that you had to pull over to write this. Whoops. That's not, it's probably not the best thing to be doing. Oh, you're driving in real life. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to stop asking you questions for the moment, Brett, so that you don't start drawing attention to yourself. Like, why does this bloke keep accelerating and pulling over? You have YouTube on the car. Oh, you've got one of those nice tablet-style screens, hey, Brett? Yeah, nice. Nice. Is this in the Rexy? Here I was saying I'm not going to ask you any more questions. And then in the next sentence, I've proceeded to ask you more questions. What can I say? I can't help myself. It's a problem. Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely fair enough, Brett. All good, mate. All good. Yeah, it says there's a golf club. Oh yeah, right there. I was going to say there's a golf course right near Sacramento Airport, if I'm not mistaken. There you go, bang. I love golf courses that are near airports, because of course you've got things to look at whilst you're playing golf. It also helps you forget about how bad you are at golf. Well, in my case, anyway. Yeah, no worries, Brett. Sounds good, mate. Sounds good. Melbourne Airport has a golf course right next to it, and there's also at the old Bangkok Airport, Don Muang, there's a golf course in the middle of the airport, which I haven't had the opportunity to play, but I guarantee you the next time I'm in Thailand, I am getting some golf clubs and playing the Don Muang Airport golf course, as long as it doesn't cost $400,000 to get a game there. Because I feel like that would be insane to be playing in the middle of an airport. Now we're coming up over the rest of Sacramento here, I believe. Hang on, let me. Yeah, this is the rest of Sacramento. And then what's the part of the world that we're heading into up here? I mean, I know we're heading towards Lake Tahoe. Tahoe? Lake Tahoe. Yeah, yum. I love Lake Tahoe. The El Dorado National Forest is where we're heading towards. That's where Lake Tahoe is. Right. So, Lake Tahoe Airport in the sim is a handcrafted airport that is 6,500 feet above sea level. So we will be making a landing there, as it's a handcrafted, and it's in a great part of the world as well. Mitty says, thwop, bonk, meow, crash, kaboom, Hollywood. That, without including the fact that that's golf at an airport, Mitty, that basically sounds like my golf game, usually. Although there's one thing that you did miss, and that is, four. Yeah. I reckon when I play golf, I probably spend more time hitting it out of the rough than I do actually playing the game of golf. Gummy says, new PC21 looks good, but now I have the old one, not sure if I will get it. So the PC21, the new one that we're talking about is the Iris Simulations one, yeah? Right, Discord, photography, there we go. Oh, that's nice, Brett. That's amazing. That is so cool. You've got the stream. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. I need to get me one of those for my car. That's cool, as Brett. Really, really cool. As I don't have the PC21, I might just wait and see what Iris Simulations puts out. I mean, David over at Iris, haven't heard a bad thing about the bloke, and his products are usually pretty on point, so seeing as I believe it's not far from being released, it might just be worth waiting for those who don't have a PC21 already. It'll be way better than the current one. The current one is basic. Oh, well, then I'll definitely wait for it, Gami. Absolutely. If it's guaranteed to be better, and I mean, the Iris Simulations Jabiru is a brilliant piece of equipment as well. So, yeah. Alright, are we at 7-2? Yes, we are. Very good. Okay. And then, once I get to... Hang on. I just need to figure out where I need to be. So to get into Lake Tahoe Airport, we do actually have to be at 10,000 feet. Okay. Cool. So it might be worthwhile then just starting to make our way up to 10,000 feet, because in 62 nautical miles, we need to be at 10,000. So we'll just go up nice and slowly, I reckon. Oh, I should probably also change my No, that's turning the fuel off. That's bad. Fiddle with the mixture to get some better fuel burn as well. Cool. Yeah, it does seem quite high up, Mitty. It does seem quite high up, but I guess when Lake Tahoe Airport is at 6,500, you're sort of like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. I just don't want to go too high up because I want to... The Grass Lake Black Bears is on final approach to Lake Tahoe Airport, so I don't want to miss the opportunity for us to see them. That's all. Seeing as I couldn't seem to find them when we were at Yosemite a couple of streams back. Bryce. Come on, you're better than this. Just realised I hadn't filled out the Fly Live Studio at the top. Not my, there we go. That should, better. Problem solved. I also need to, still haven't figured out how to make the count for the subscribers work. Doesn't seem to work. Even though yeah, that would be great, Garmy, because like everything in the source code and the visual settings and everything is exactly how it should be, but it's not communicating with YouTube because we're at almost 400 now and it hasn't moved. So yeah, I absolutely will, Garmy. That would be absolutely amazing. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, the goal, of course, is 500 by the end of the year, because, of course, once you get to 500, the community page opens up on YouTube, which means that I can start throwing out polls and questions and really allow a next level of community interaction within the channel, which is, 100% what I want, because you guys are what makes this channel tick. Mitty says, back, what did I miss? Not a whole lot, Mitty. We're still, myself and Chris, we're still flying. We've just passed over Sacramento. Yeah, from there on. Lena, simple answer to the question is, I haven't spent enough time messing around with it. I thought I had. I spent, a little bit of time yesterday afternoon playing through it, and I was like, I know what I'm doing. But I never managed to be able to get over about the age of 16 without my character dying. So I made a decision to spend a little longer reacquainting myself with it and how it operates and all that, and then I'll stream it. But Lena, welcome to the stream nonetheless. Hope you are doing well. There will be some BitLife videos that come out over the next week or so. But whilst I get that will help me whilst I'm reacquainting myself with how to play it again. But yeah, there won't be any stream for a few days, I would say. It was the other reason why is I also realised a couple of hours before the stream that, oh yeah, it's Sunday night Oz Flight Simmer streams. And I was like, you know what, I want to watch Shane. But I hope you're doing well, Lena. Hope you are doing well. We're not far from Lake Tahoe right now. It's interesting actually, because I honestly thought the BitLife idea wouldn't get much traction, but Lena, you are the fourth person today to ask me why there was no BitLife stream. So I've read that very wrong, read it very wrong. And it just means I need to sit down and spend some time understanding that game, because clearly there is a want for it to be streamed. And I can do that. Absolutely. Good music to enjoy as we go into the wilderness of Grass Lake and Lake Tahoe. It gives you that. Oh yeah, I don't know what it gives you actually. BitLife, Brett. BitLife is a. It's a. How would I even explain BitLife? It's a questionable life simulator that basically randomizes events and stuff. It's very hard to sort of explain. But basically, it says what it is in the name. It's a digital life thing. I know it doesn't sound potentially that interesting from what I probably just said, but to give you an example, you can go in and live a life of crime if you'd like. Rob people's houses, perform Grand Theft Auto, get yourself put in jail, escape jail, emigrate to a different country, just ridiculous shit. Stuff that you should not be able to do. Dying young of disease, Brett. Not, so I just, being too mischievous in my young age, so every time, it would throw up scenarios like, your brother called you this name, and you have a few options: tell your parents, ignore him, or assault him. So I obviously, just out of curiosity, click assault him, and that usually results in my character being killed in retaliation. But yeah, you can join gangs. Absolutely, you can. It's Steve Allen. G'day, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing really, really well. A life simulator, as if I need to reconfirm my crap life choices. I think it's not designed for reconfirming your life choices somehow, Steve. I think it's more don't do this is more of a better way of looking at it. Yeah, it's an interesting game, Brett. It's an interesting game. Quite funny if you get on a roll with some randomized events. But you have to be good at the game to get on a roll with randomized events, because you have to know when to select the bad options and when to select the good ones. So I'm going to go and play around with it once this stream is over. And if I feel like I'm doing alright, I might record a few bits and pieces to upload. And then I will return to it sometime as an actual stream, sometime later in the week. Probably, Brett, like maybe Saturday Arvo or something like that. I just want to get to the point where I can complete a full adult life without, hitting the wrong things. As funny as it is, it gets old very quickly when you have 5 or 6 lives in a row and you don't live past 16. It's like, okay, this was hilarious the first 2 times, now it's a bit shit, you know? Jeez, it is so windy in California today. You can see how much the Trinidad is currently crabbing. Like, we got almost 40 knots of crosswind directly from the left-hand side. Hey, SR Stacy says, east of Sacramento in the foothills of the Sierra Mountains. Oh, that's where we are. We're in the Sierra Mountains. Of course we are. Is Sutter Creek, or Sutter Creek, where gold was discovered in 1848 and led to the 1849 gold rush. Hang on. Where is Sutter Creek? Now you've got me very curious there, Stacy. Is it going to even show up on my mapping? I don't know. How far is it from Lake Tahoe, if you happen to know the answer to that? That might... Because if it's not far, I'm down to make a quick diversion. Absolutely, but at the same time, Brett, in a life simulator, sometimes it's just good to continuously make the wrong decisions, you know? From an entertainment perspective, anyway. Very nice part of the world here. I'm also keeping an eye on these canyons. Because plane racing in canyons is always a thing, a good thing, an enjoyable thing, a fun thing. As good skill test, all of the above. It is times like this that I wish waterfalls existed without like add-ons and stuff within the sim, because there's quite a few waterfalls in this part of the area, but there's no point making any detours to go and see them because I know that they won't actually show up as a waterfall. But I'm sure Asobo's probably working on that. They're working on so many things. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Brett. Exactly. With no repercussions or consequences. Somewhere over there near that lake is an icehouse observation point, or icehouse observation point 1. So, I mean, we are in the northern hemisphere. Otherwise, you know, it'd be a bit of a great southern land. That's the icehouse that all us Australians know. Okay, calm down, Mitty. Calm down. If you're flying direct to Tahoe from Sacramento, it's south of you, maybe 30 kilometers. Okay, let's have a... Because we are flying direct from Sacramento to Tahoe, but it may, like, the location may not even show up in the sim, unfortunately. Depends what quality of maps Bing has here. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything that would match. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they've got it in the sim. I'm sure they'll add it sometime in the future, no doubt. Very funny, Mitty. Very funny. Icehouse, formerly the Flowers. That's how old I am. Really? Were they really formerly the Flowers, were they, Steve? I don't even know that. I mean, I know I can claim that I'm too young to know stuff like that. Because I am. There's a lot of towns along the foothills that are historic gold rush towns. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense, Stacey, because there's what there is at the start of these Sierra Mountains, and as you said, so that's the foothills, there is a shitload of little strips and ranches and stuff like that. So that makes a lot of sense. We're coming up on the Sierra at Tahoe Resort. Oh, there you go. I wonder if the resort will show up in the sim. So Lake Tahoe is 10 nautical miles from where we are. So once we do make this turn here at the Grass Lake Black Bears... Oh, you grew up south of Tahoe and west of Yosemite. Okay, so you know more about this than I do, which is quite obvious by the fact that you were giving me those pieces of information. But yeah, all the stuff that I'm saying back to you, you're probably like, yeah, I'm aware. But no, it's very cool. It's a really nice part of the world, Stacey. Really nice part of the world. And it's amazing because you're not very far from Sacramento or from Reno in Nevada at all in this part of the world. So it's not even like you are remote, but you can't claim, oh, I'm nowhere near anything. Well, yeah. Because I know a lot of people avoid, some tourists. I say a lot of people. That's not quite correct. Some tourists avoid parts of the world like this because they're like, oh, it's so remote. And it's like, well, it's not actually. It's just a little bit remote. Alright, so hopefully we're at a low enough altitude here to be able to see the black bears with any luck. Maybe. Am I even looking in the right? Oh no, we're still 4.5 nautical miles away. I'm like, why can't I see anything? Because we're not quite there. I'm also a little bit concerned that when we do make this turn to go towards Lake Tahoe Airport, that we might actually need to climb before we descend. God, it is so windy. Is it, as I said earlier in the stream, it's like Victoria here in Australia and California have got the same weather today. It is just wind. It's a very small lake down here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any bears, unfortunately. Are we going to have a problem here? No, it looks like we're going to avoid the problem. Cool. Alright, time to take over from the aircraft, I think. So we'll keep our mixture nice and low because of where we are. But let's bring her down here in Lake Tahoe. Mind you, that's going to be a test in itself with this wind, trying to bring the Trinidad down here at Lake Tahoe. I love this. Lake Tahoe is the new name of this place in my mind. My freaking God, it is rough. It is so rough. If I manage to land this without crashing, I feel like I deserve a pay rise and a bonus. From who? I don't know. Because this is not a job, but you know. Alright, slow down. That's the other problem, is going to be slowing this thing down enough to even get it into the airport here. Yeah, I know, Steve, I know. And Mitty's hungry for Mexican. I'm having a food-related effect on everyone. Alright, so the wind is not prevalent down at airport level. It's just once you're above the mountains. I guess that makes sense. It's all protected down here. Come on, floaty. This, I feel like we need to rename the Trinidad TB21GT to Floaty McFloatface. But we're going to go taxi out to the terminal here because I want to see what they've done with the handcrafting of this location. Las Burrito. Yeah, so with the fluid dynamics in Sim Update 10 that came out. Yeah. So I've noticed that a little bit now, Poundy, is you'll be up above mountains and it'll just be rough as all guts. And then you get down into the valley where it's all protected and it's like, oh, this is actually operating like it's meant to. I did put the airports in, Mitty, finally. I realised about 20 minutes ago, I was like, hang on, there's nothing in the bloody Fly Live studio, you idiot. Hey, Danger Bird. How you going, Dale, mate? Welcome to the stream. If you you're not far from Lake Tahoe, mate. If you want to come on down, we're not going to depart here quite yet. I'm curious to see what they've, as I said, I'm curious to see what they've done with the handcrafting here. Nice part of the world, though, I must say. I know I've already said that a few times in the stream, but I mean, it is. Right, so the best bet for this is probably to that. Whoa, hello, that's interesting. Camera settings. Let's turn the speed up a little. Beautiful. Alright, so over here, they've got just some basic hangers and stuff. Yep. A few shipping containers, an office. I'm assuming that's probably the GA area. It looks like they're building more parking potentially. Probably need it. It's a bit of a touristy area. And what's this? This is Mountain West Aviation. Okay, so I'm assuming this is the company, whether it be like Scenic or whatever. That's the company that flies. And then this is the terminal, I guess. Okay, man. It's a pretty nifty looking terminal, I must say. Good, if this airport was busy, it'd be great for plane spotting. I mean, look, you've got a beautiful veranda right across the front. At Lake Tahoe or Las Burrito, yeah, we're at Lake Tahoe in Las Burrito. Steve? Oh, I can't actually go inside the terminal. I thought because it had... oh, yes, I can. Oh, no, I can't. Maybe I can. Nah. Can't actually go inside the terminal. Oh, I got all excited then because I saw the fact that you could see inside. Damn. Oh, well. Hey, Danger Bird has arrived in his Citation jet. Jeez, here we are flying around in a Trinidad and Danger Bird's like, nope, I've got money. I'll take my Citation. But I also feel like the Citation is one of the, probably an aircraft you'd probably see somewhere like here. I feel like people who have money for private jets probably come to places like Lake Tahoe. Yeah, exactly. Because you got the lake right there for water sports, and then you're surrounded by ski fields and stuff as well. So it makes sense for somebody who does potentially have access to a private jet to, yeah, come out to Lake Tahoe. Absolutely. They'd have a summer/winter lodge. That's exactly right, Poundy. I mean, it's times like this that you know, it would be nice to just win some money or something, wouldn't it? Just to sort of be like, oh, I'll get a lodge. Not to be greedy. You get a lodge and then friends and family, oh, you can use this place, all good, you know? Yeah, massive parking area, really, really fancy terminal. Like, for a small GA airport, this is a fancy terminal. There's no doubt about that. I just like how I've just parked in the middle of freaking nowhere. Oh yeah, that'll do. Yeah, I like that Citation looks perfect. With that in front of that terminal building, it's just on point. Exactly how it should be. Alright, let's jump back in the Trinidad and let's continue on, shall we? Is the, speaking of which, is the Honda Jet any good? The one that's in the sim? I know a few people have flown it, but I personally haven't done anything with it. But I feel like the Honda Jet is almost small enough to be considered a GA aircraft, like a jet GA aircraft. Steve says, don't worry about the biz jets, Bryce. You're showing how the poor people do it. I'll be honest with you, Steve. I don't think poor people are flying TB21GTs. These things are $1 million aircraft, brand new. I just don't think that. I don't think poor people are probably owning aircraft to begin with, unfortunately. But yeah. Hey, how you going, Sonia Chambers? Hope you're doing really, really well. Welcome to the stream in Lake Tahoe. South Lake Tahoe, to be precise. Major bird tail. I love it. I love it. Sometimes, though, that's what you want. And especially in a business jet, that probably is what you want. The reason you've got a business jet is because it's your way to travel in a relaxed state. The last thing you want is a stressful aircraft to fly. Yeah, very true, Poundy. They probably, get a few people together and dry hire one. That's probably, you're probably onto something. Probably onto something. Although you probably find it'll still be like a Cessna 172 or something that they dry hire. But yes. Sonia says, my favourite plane is the Boeing 777X. What's yours? The Airbus A350. Without a doubt, the Airbus A350. From a visual perspective and from a passenger's perspective as well. But then the 777X isn't yet in service, so it's not really a fair comparison, is it? So, my comments before about the Honda Jet, would I be right in saying that you could almost classify that as a general aviation jet? It's not big enough or powerful or luxury enough to be considered a private jet as such. It is quite basic inside for a private jet. And it's only, I think it's only slightly more expensive than a Cirrus as well, like a Cirrus SR22. Oh, don't get me wrong, Mitty. I reckon the 777X is easily going to, once it's released, it'll 100%, it'll become everybody's, like what the 777 was. So many people would just be like, oh, you can't go past the 777. Absolutely, you know, there's no doubt about that whatsoever. But in terms of currently in service, yeah, A350 is just stunning to look at, stunning to fly on. Just dying on my own saliva. Perth Airport is your local airport. Wonderful part of the world, Sonia, is WA. Absolutely incredible part of the world. Slightly jealous, I must say. As nice as this part of the world is, there is just something about WA. Alright, gear up, positive rate. Hang on, that's the wrong way around. It's positive rate, gear up. Oh well, it means the same thing, you know? Right, so we now have a 10,000 foot MSA for a relatively lengthy period of time. We're also looking like we're going to have a bit of a sunset occurring. We might need to perform some acts of God to try and avoid us falling into too much darkness. Go. Bring the speed. Sorry, bring the propeller back. Bring the mixture back. Go. But we'll keep the speed up for the moment so that we can. There we go. God, what a nice part of. What a great airport as well. Do they run? In fact, yeah, absolutely, Sonia. Absolutely. It's yeah, that was definitely a sad day in aviation when that happened. But they have supposedly got plans to rebuild it. So, hopefully they do. Right, so Lake Tahoe Port. Let's have a look. So, it's a public airport 3 miles southwest of South Lake Tahoe in the El Dorado County. Yep. So, does it have airline service? It doesn't have airline service anymore, but it used to have shitloads of airline service. What happened? It used to have, like, mainline jet services from Burbank, Chicago, LA, Oakland, Orange County, San Francisco, San Jose, Fresno, Las Vegas, Long Beach, San Diego, Ontario, Reno, Truckee, Sacramento, Santa Barbara. What the? What happened? Nobody flies here anymore, like, for a passenger service. But you had AirCal, Air Pacific, Air Sierra, Allegiant, TWA Express, American Airlines, American Eagle, Aspen Airways, Cal Sierra, Golden Gate, Golden West, Futura, Great Sierra, Hawthorne, Nevada, Holiday Airlines, Pacific Airlines, Pacific Coast, Pacific Southwest, Paradise, Reno Air, Royal American, Sierra Express, Way, Sierra Pacific, Skymark, Tahoe Air, Valley Airlines, and Yosemite Airlines. And of that, you had AirCal, Allegiant, American, Pacific, Reno, and Tahoe all used to service with mainline jet aircraft. What happened? Oh, hang on, you might be onto something here, Poundy, because at the other end of Lake Tahoe is Truckee in California, the town of Truckee, and the airport is called Truckee Tahoe. And you're also right next door to Carson City in Nevada as well. So, I'm wondering if that's what happened. Truckee Airport? No? Okay. So, Truckee doesn't offer any commercial service. Oh, not to mention, we're not very far from Reno either, are we? Yeah, we're not very far from Reno at all. I'd say that's probably what happened, eh? They just started servicing Reno. Let's just... Carson City. Yeah, no, Carson City doesn't have any passenger services either, so I can only assume that Reno just sort of took it over. Interesting. Anyway, every time the A380 flies over you, it's very loud. That's, I mean, it does have 4 engines, so I guess that's not really surprising there, Sonia. Yeah, so I'd say, Poundy, it's probably a case of just like smaller aircraft these days, more charter stuff. Is it, Sonia, what's the, like, whereabouts is it in the sim? Yeah, exactly. Presume the island has a knob-like appearance. Alright, we are going way too fast. Let's do something about that. Yeah, but where is it? Like, where? In the world, I mean. Because I want to go and find it in the sim. But I'm not going to scour my set. Like, I'm not going to scour across the whole map, is what I'm saying. But I want to go land there. I just googled it and nothing came up at all. Yeah, I'll have a search in the sim. Poundy, absolutely. That's a pretty nice view, I must say. Lake Tahoe with the sun setting. Although, what is the time? Oh yeah, it is quarter. What have we got left? We've got Oroville Dam, and then we're heading over to Chico Municipal. So we're just gonna bring the time back a little bit, so that, like last time, we have a nice sunset occurring on arrival into Chico Municipal. Yeah, that's all I got as well, Poundy, on my internet search, was the Cook Islands and Cockatoo Island. Yeah. Yeah, of course I've got IFR coverage. You've got to have IFR coverage. When you're, I really should go back and figure out just how many nautical miles we've travelled and all that, but when you've travelled, I really should, is what I'm saying. Like, that's important. Something I should be keeping track of. But when you're flying this sort of distance, you can't always hand fly or do VFR flight rules. It is in Ireland. Oh, okay. Let's have a bit of a look then, shall we? Island, there you are. I know that Ireland has a place called Dingle. There you go. It's in County Mayo. There you go. The things you learn. Things you learn. Sonia says, do I do auto land? Depends on the aircraft and the conditions as well, Sonia. If I'm in a commercial jet like the A320 or something like that, and the weather's a bit shit, yeah, absolutely I do. Otherwise, I like to hand fly my approaches and landings. Makes me a better sim pilot. And honestly, I can probably do with all the help I can get. Correct, Mitty. Dingleberry in Ireland. So we have the Oroville Dam coming up now. For those who are aware of the show, is it a show? I guess it is a show. Keep an eye out for Seth MacFarlane because we are near the Oroville. Yeah, I'm aware that was really grasping at straws. Where are we flying to? We're flying to CHICO Municipal right now, Sonia. And then in the next World Adventures flight, we're going to fly up to Crescent City, which is right on the border of Northern California and Southern Oregon. But we started this, Sonia, at Kitty Hawk a while ago, and we're going to literally just explore the whole world in depth, no matter how long it takes. Prepared 3D is pretty good. I mean, Prepared 3D is basically FSX with some makeup on it. And some behind the scenes some behind the scenes stuff that Lockheed Martin did to make it more realistic of a sim. It is pretty good, don't get me wrong, it is pretty good, but I feel like it's probably dead now because of Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane 12. It's probably dead. God, the crabbing that's going on right now to send us in the correct direction is, yeah. I feel like it's almost this wind right now that we're experiencing here across this part of the world that we're in. I feel like 40 knots of wind. Would you even be able to fly a GA aircraft like the TB21GT in this? I get the feeling that it might be a little dangerous. Like that is strong wind. Like in that sort of wind, you can't even land a passenger jet properly. Yeah, people. So if you've got like a 4090 and then you've got a 7950X or a 13900K or whatever from Intel, yeah, you probably can play in 4K at 60 frames. Absolutely. It's it would be mad. It would be absolute. I mean, I can play at 4K when I'm not streaming, but I can't do 4K and streaming. Quite. I only get about 20 to 25 frames if I try and do that in major cities. I must say though, I am glad that I did alter this flight plan away from the original nearly 600 nautical mile flight plan that we had lined up, because we're 2 and a bit hours in. We would still have 2 hours of flying to go had I have not edited that, and then people would have been like, oh, what did you do on Monday? Streamed all day from morning until evening. How much fuel? Just over half a tank still, so we're good. God, it is so windy. We've got almost 50 knots of wind now, directly across the right-hand side. That cannot be okay in real life. Surely that would be considered highly dangerous. Right, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to position us in a nice viewpoint like this. Going to give the legs one more stretch before we do complete the final stretch here into CHICO Municipal. Be a couple of minutes. Back in a moment here. So SR Stacy says it's windy in central US tonight. I'm hauling a 40,000 pound load from Texas to Colorado and I'm being rocked by the winds pretty bad. So you drive trucks, Stacy. Hopefully you drive trucks better than what we do on stream. God, if I was flying this Trinidad right now, I would be shitting myself with how windy it is. But yes, so I was saying, you probably caught it earlier on, Stacey. I was saying that basically this part of the world and where I'm currently living right now, we're basically sharing weather. It is so windy here that I actually had to put, you know, the when you go to the gym, you know how you've got the weights that are like a ball shape and they've got the handle that goes over the top? I can't for the life of me remember what the hell it's called, but you sort of probably know what I'm... So I actually had to put that in front of our front door last night because on multiple occasions it nearly actually clicked out of its latch. That's how windy it was. Do I know Air Force? Of course I know Air Force Proud 95, Sonia. How? Everyone in Flight Sim knows Air Force Proud 95, I think. I hope. Yeah, he's absolutely awesome. Yeah, kettlebell. Thank you, Poundy. Yeah, I had to put a kettlebell in front of the door to stop it from unlatching itself. And, like, it's locked. And it still is almost unlatching itself. That's how strong some of the gusts of wind were. So, I know exactly what you're talking about, Stacey. You asked a Flight Sim streamer who did not know him. Oh, okay. I take that back then, Sonia. I take that back. Clearly, not every Flight Sim streamer knows who Air Force Proud 95 is. Mind you, to be fair to Air Force Proud, he was extraordinarily popular in the days of FSX multiplayer, and he has taken a more realistic approach to his videos these days, so he probably has a different audience these days, and he doesn't go viral every time he releases a video either, so that probably explains it. Yeah, Air Pineapple 69, no clue who he is. Yeah, I don't know who Ground Pound 96 is. Absolutely, Sonia. Absolutely. Flight Simulator X, for being 16 years old, especially if you invest the money in all the available add-ons, or you, as you said, turn it into prepared using Lockheed Martin's software, yeah, it's really good for 16-year-old. The problem is it's 16 years old, and compared to Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane 12, it cannot hold up any longer. Who would have thought they'd have a value-added tax tax simulator? Couldn't think of a worse game to play if I tried. Oh, okay. Right. That's it. Yeah. Of course. I was going to say tax simulator. Jesus. That's the last thing I want to be simulating. I already deal with that shit enough during during life. So she's saying this is usually a good time to drive. The spring and summer monster thunderstorms are gone. Yep. And the winter blizzards aren't here yet. But tonight a winter storm is moving into Colorado. So do you reckon that's what potentially I might be experiencing here in this flight is the storm moving towards Colorado. Because I know Colorado is not, like, it's not close by, but it's not super far from where we are either if you go in a completely easterly direction. Mitty says W, X, Y, Z. Now I know my ABCs. Yeah, so Swiss 001. I tend to watch his in real life content that he puts out of him actually flying on his pilot's license. Poundy, I have no idea. Part of the reason why I'm asking the question. Yeah, I got no clue how their weather patterns go. But it wouldn't. It would make sense because it's a different hemisphere, and I think everything swaps. Oh no. US weather patterns go, so they go the same. They go the same as Australia. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, William. What are you talking about, Mitty? Swiss isn't good anymore. It's getting worse, but same. What? I'm very confused by that comment. Yeah, I think I saw that, Sonia. I think I saw that. Everybody in the comments section lost their minds because they're like, "Oh my god, it's actual YouTube." Yeah, actual YouTube is a person. Yeah, no, I know I know Mitty's talking about Swiss 001, but he's also mentioned me in there, so now I'm really confused about whether that sentence is about me or about Swiss or about both, or on the My Radar app, California is looking pretty good. So here's the thing, Stacey. On the ground, as we discovered at Lake Tahoe, there is basically no wind. But here at 10,000 feet, there's almost 50 knots direct crosswind from 342 degrees. So not ideal for GA flying. You wouldn't think it is. I mean, look, the sky is clear and it looks like a great time for flying until you get up in the air, and then it's like, this was a mistake. So here's Seth MacFarlane's dam. That makes so much more sense now, Mitty. So much more sense. The media has turned him into someone totally different. Yeah, but at the same time, I guess he's going for views, and I get it. You know, once you become successful and it becomes your full-time job, like it has for him, you do have to start doing things that you may not have done previously to keep the views and the content interesting. It's not always a good thing, but yeah, he's doing it full time, so you also can't be too finger pointy, I guess. Jeez, that's a big dam. Damn, that's a big dam. Yeah, exactly right, Sonia. We are in no way, shape or form saying that he's terrible at what he does. He's not. He's just putting out content that gets him what he needs as his job, and that is views and all that. But it's not the content that he got famous for, is what Mitty and myself are trying to say. It's not the content that originally made him go viral and that originally got him recognised on YouTube. But again, that's not a problem, because he's just moving with the times. And if you don't move with the times, you get stuck. And then, yeah, you know. William says, I think streaming is a very difficult job and I don't envy you guys. The most difficult part about streaming, William, is especially niche content like Microsoft Flight Simulator and all that, is keeping people entertained in 3-4 hour streams. That's probably the most difficult part, is maintaining that level of entertainment, especially if you're streaming multiple times a day. Eventually you're going to run out of things to say. Stacey says, do you know Bron Colario's channel? He's a 777 pilot that lives near there and has done a lot of reporting on that dam. I do not know Bron Colario's channel, but I'm about to change that, Stacey, because that sounds like it's up my alley. Bron Colario. Juan Brown? Yeah, looks like Bland Colirio? Is it Bland Colirio? He's got 323,000 subscribers. That's exactly right, William. I mean, you can, but you need to tell your community that that's what you're doing. Like what I did when I went back to, head chefing. I was like, hey, things are going to slow down or come to a stop. If you have a Patreon subscription or whatever, remove it. Now, I removed my Patreon, and I know that Patreon kept charging some people well beyond the time that my Patreon was still active, which I thought was absolutely disgusting from Patreon. And it was even more annoying because in the time that I did have Patreon, I never met the criteria to actually see any of the money from the Patreon. Because you have to earn a certain amount per month before they give you a percentage. And I didn't meet that criteria. So not only were they charging people once I deleted my page, yeah. Yeah, no, I knew what you meant, Poundy. Yeah, when people started approaching me about it, I'm like, are you serious? Like, it doesn't exist anymore. So I probably will never have a Patreon again for this channel. For that reason, I will instead wait until we have 1,000 subscribers, and then if we're still in a position where we're streaming regularly and entertaining people, we'll consider YouTube memberships. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Sonia, Microsoft Flight Simulator to begin with already looks pretty much like real life. And then, yeah, if you throw in the handcrafted mods that you can download for the sim from the various payware and freeware developers that exist, 100%. It is, yeah. pretty amazing what they've managed to do with this sim. We are way too high right now. The good news is, though, is our speed is good. Just don't let it increase too much and we should be able to pull this off. Yep, so I've subscribed to them now, Stacey. Their content looks incredibly interesting. Oh, can tell it's windy around here because I've got an itchy nose, which means I'm going to get absolutely smacked with hay fever in the next day or so from the wind stirring up all the pollen because it's currently spring here. X-Plane 11 is forgotten, but X-Plane 11 is forgotten for a good reason, Sonia. X-Plane 12 and Microsoft Flight Simulator exist now. That, to me, is a good reason for X-Plane 11 to be dead. Because both of those sims, I mean, already X-Plane 12 has progressed an incredible margin from where it was, you know, a month or so ago when they released it in early beta stage. So in another, I reckon in another couple of years, once X-Plane 12 has done its beta and all that, we are going to be so spoiled when it comes to flight simming. The winds aren't too bad down in Texas. I guess that's a good thing, Stacey. Absolutely. See, already, like, I'm down at, what am I down at now? 5,000 feet, and the 50 knots of wind is now 10 knots of wind. So it's definitely an altitude-based thing. And that's the crazy thing, Poundy, is the scenery already exists, as you said, really good, and you get a good idea of, you know, what you'll be flying over. And then you have the option to add scenery to that will increase the experience even to make it even more realistic. It's mind-blowing. You know, yesterday I did a thumbnail for our Philippines milk run that we're doing later in the week in the A320, right? Now, I have no scenery add-ons in the Philippines whatsoever. But I loaded up at Manila in Cebu Pacific livery, identical to how Manila Airport looks. I could not, like, put a finger on where they had, you know, made any errors or anything. And I think that's insane. That you can just load up at a location in the sim that you've been in real life and you're just like, oh yeah, that's exactly how it looks. Yeah, so I agree with you, Sonia. Max 737 iFly does the best cinematic scenery-based content on YouTube for Flight Simulator, hands down. There's not even any competition for his cinematic scenery display content. Not even remotely. His videos are incredible. And there's a reason why he only releases one video a month, because the amount of work that goes into it behind the scenes probably takes that amount of time to film and edit and put together.
God only knows where we could be. We could be. If you walk away, nothing ever changes. We make mistakes.
I don't think Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to get toppled, but I think X-Plane 12 and Laminar Research is going to keep Microsoft Flight Simulator on their toes at all times. Because if Asobo ever drops the ball on something, X-Plane 12 is going to be there like, hello, we're almost as good and we're cheaper. I love side slipping. You guys saw how high up we were 8 nautical miles ago, and just by side slipping it in, we are basically where we need to be now. Slightly high, but yeah, side slipping is such a good. And I know I don't usually use side slipping in the Trinidad if we're coming into large airports with long runways, because there's no point, but this runway is a little shorter than the stuff we usually operate out of, about half the size of like San Francisco and all that, so I figured it wouldn't hurt to not be floating halfway down. Oh, we've got a lot of wind again now. That's why we can't get it to slow down. Come on. Stop producing lift wings.
I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best.
Oh, nice. Gust of wind straight down the nose on final approach. Isn't that like a form of wind shear? I'll take that. I will take that. It's alright, Midi. I know exactly who they are. They were in Oz Flight Sim's stream last night. They're just using a different account. This is why it helps to be a mod in other people's channels, because you get to know who people are just based on the way they type their messages. It's not an issue that they were in Oz Flight Sim's stream last night. Not an issue at all. Yeah, no, it's all good. All good, Sonia. Not a problem at all. It is not a problem at all. You haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're concerned about. I know you got into trouble with some of the mods last night, but we're a little bit more laid back here. A lot more laid back, actually. Yes, for legal reasons, this is a joke. That's exactly right, Midi. That is exactly right, my good sir. What is this van doing? Hello, van. Can you see me parked here? Please don't reverse into me. I've just arrived. That would be an expensive... My God, okay. I was going to say, oh, Chris, are you landing? No. He's visiting the moon.
Try to tell you this 100 times. Not getting better by lying there pretending to cry. You on repeat, you can see, cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you miss what it's all about.
Chris is having the time of his life there.
If you never fall,
Nice. Nice. Oh, that was smooth. Don't hit the runway. Very smooth, Chris. Very smooth.
I will never stop, yeah. I try to help you, but you keep reading between the
Nice.
There's nothing there
I can tell you've done this before, Chris. I can tell you've done this before.
for you. Listen,
You are absolutely nailing those loops.
keep passing by.
Speak for yourself. I'm not laid back.
If you never fall,
Sounds like a personal problem, Poundy. Sounds like a personal problem.
have you given up? I will never stop, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Mitty. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of leg 147 and brings us not to the end of California Dreaming like I originally thought it would. We've still got one more leg to go on that, which will be heading up to Crescent City from here. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank every single one of you for coming along on leg 147 and part 5 of 6 of California Dreaming this afternoon. Appreciate every single one of you for being here, whether you were in the chat, whether you were in the sim, whether you were in both. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you legends alongside for the last 3 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet hit the like or subscribe button, you know, the buttons are looking a little lonely, and it does help the YouTube algorithm and the channel at the same time, so I would absolutely love it if you haven't shown either of those buttons any love. If you'd be so kind, it would be greatly appreciated. Aussie streamers are weird? Absolutely, I wear that badge with pride, Sonia. Weird is my middle name. And I'm proud of it. But ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world, you make sure that you look after yourselves. Stay safe, stay well, don't do anyone that I wouldn't do, and I'll catch all of you wonderful people and all your wonderful smiling faces, legends, in the next stream. Until then, catch you all later.
Think about you all the time. You cut me loose. My heart was troubled. Now I'm fine. Sky is blue. The snow is gone now from the streets. Oh, so soon. We'll be blessed with summertime. Do you hear the bell? Do you feel it here? Must be feeling something. Maybe it's the thrill of the spring. Maybe it's loving. Nothing ever happened. I'm still waiting. I close my eyes. Imagination's got me hard. Sky is blue, the doubt is gone up from my mind. Maybe soon I'll have your body up on mine.